Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? I hope you are doing great. If you are new, my name is Lizzie. So I bring this gist for you guys. I add it together, including the stitch, and bring it here.
That I'm still getting bigger. Damn. Going viral is getting them sicker. Like what? Let's keep it a buck.
You know what? I'd not seen anyone like make a reference to this in so long. I thought like the thought of it had like died, but I was miserably wrong. I do not understand that. I really don't. Like fundamentally, you're wrong. Like by dictionary definition, that is wrong. Like if someone from a African background was to turn around and start calling, I don't know, someone from an Asian background racial slurs, that is still very much racist. Like, dude, that's just not the way it works, my guy. That's just not the way this world works.
I agree. Let's keep it a buck. I'm pretty sure at this point I have about 4 different screenshots of this on my phone. But racism is defined as the prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically, one that is a minority or marginalized. I don't know who keeps giving minorities the idea that we can't be racist to white people or racist at all, but you need to stop lying. Thank you.
I seem to be very bothered by this person's response to the question that they were asked. Now, when I clicked on the profile of these people making these comments, they were very obviously, if you get what I'm saying. Now, they seem to not understand why she feels this way and why this is true, so let me break it down for you. Alright, so here's a definition from Merriam-Webster. Of relating to or characterized by the systematic oppression of a racial group to the social, economic, and political advantage of another. White people cannot be systematically oppressed. Not when the system was made to benefit them in every way, shape, and form, and to disadvantage black people and other minorities in every way, shape, and form. But since I know some people like to go by the more general definition, let's look at that one. A person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically one is a minority or marginalized. I want to emphasize the point that the definition includes marginalized group of people. White people are not a marginalized group of people. But if you want to take this even further and look away from definitions and the everyday interactions between black and white people, I can break that down for you too. See, white people tend to have this idea that because they've been called a cracker once, or because black people said they don't like white people, all of a sudden they are oppressed and black people are racist. Let me break down racism between black people and white people for you. When white people are racist, white people's racism comes from the rooted idea that they are superior than black people, and they truly believe that because that is what their ancestors truly believed. They look at black people as less than. When black people say things like, I don't like white people, that is rooted in the trauma that their ancestors had to experience during slavery, segregation, and all other types of black trauma. The difference is that one group of people actually believes that they're superior, and another group of people is just acting in a defensive response. So, that is why black people cannot be racist. Just because a black person told you they do not like you because they're white, that did not affect you economically, politically, socially, in any way, shape, or form, nor do they think they're superior than you. They are not racist. At the end of the day, you'll never know what it's like to experience racism in America because it's impossible for you. Therefore, this woman is correct. Stop assuming she's just some ultra raging racist because she brought up a valid point.
I got 1 minute, so I'm about to talk really fast. Keep up. When a black person say that you're being racist, we are basically saying that you are being anti-black and you are displaying white supremacist ideals. When we say racism, we are talking about the system that allowed white people to justify slavery and oppression, that put white men at the helm of every institution necessary for a functioning society. Judicial, healthcare, housing, education, banking, big business, big corporations. Majority white men at the top of all of these making rules and decisions for everyone. Black people just got basic human rights 60 years ago. My father lived 10 years during Jim Crow. That means we are one generation removed from Jim Crow, where black people were seen as inferior and that was just a normal way of life. It's going to take much more than 60 years to undo 400 years of anti-blackness and white supremacy. So deep it's affected everyone. Other people of color who gain certain privileges for not being black but still face racism for not being white, and self-hating black people who have aligned themselves with white supremacist ideals. As a non-black person, saying that a black person was being racist to you is the same as saying that they were being anti-black to you. It doesn't make any sense. If anything, we can be prejudiced. The anti-whiteness is not a thing and it's not affecting white people on a global scale.
So I have a question for black people and POCs. Is it just me, or is our definition of racism and hate completely different from white folks' definition of racism and hate? Because I feel like it is.
See, I made a video a few days ago about not liking that little white boy's content, the white versus black stereotypes, the only videos he can seem to make. And I said I didn't appreciate them. I said white people shouldn't be making black stereotype jokes because they're white. I said there's a difference between black people and white people. I said there's a difference between black people making black jokes and white people making black jokes. And guess what? Thousands of angry white teenagers rallied in my comment to call me racist, call me hateful, tell me I hate white people, tell me I'm the problem in society, I'm the issue, I'm an agent of division. You're racist, you're racist, you're racist. And I'm just like, that's racism to y'all? Exclusion from black jokes? That's kind of light. Because the racism we experience, the racism POCs experience, is a little bit different.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some free advice here, okay, or explanation, because you don't understand that black people cannot be racist, and I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, what can a white racist person do to somebody black or brown? Well, they can hinder them about housing, their jobs, their lives, actually. In the medical community, there are doctors who know better, but still feel that we have black, thicker skin, things like that. So they're in positions of power and can harm us as a result or withhold things from us. What can a racist black person do to you? Oh, that's right, hurt your feelings. You want to know why? Because racism means you're holding down another people because you feel that they're inferior. You holding them down, you are, whether it be giving them higher interest rates at the bank, whether it be not allowing them to live in certain neighborhoods because of redlining. There are actual institutions in place or powers that are used to hold back, hold down, harm another people. Black people are not in a position to be racist in order to do that to white people. So you may have gotten your feelings hurt, but you've never had a black person be racist to you because we're not in a position to do that. So use your words correctly. You dealt with maybe some prejudiced people who did something to you and hurt your feelings. That's what you dealt with. As a whole, black people do not have the power to be racist to white people.
This is my exact issue with us changing the definitions of words every single day to fit an agenda. Because where do we draw the line? When do we say, hey, enough is enough, this is reality? Let me break it down real quick. As a logical human race, we see racists as morally inferior because racism itself is a morally inferior ideology. Now, let's say I took that ideology, racism, and applied it to a specific group of people, but only by the basis of their skin color. Morally or not, I still see them as inferior to me, but by the basis of their skin color. What does that sound like? Or let's try this. I'm morally superior because my entire group of people could in no way, shape, or form ever think or be like that entire group of people, but only by the basis of my skin color. What would that make me? A supremacist.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Stop telling people these lies. You're really out here telling people that black people can't be racist simply because there's white people out there that are hindering our success. No one's lying. And also, I duetted a video of a white man showing how black people cannot be racist against white people. Basically, white people cannot experience racism. So why don't you go find that video? Because apparently you're not going to listen to a black woman, but maybe you'll listen to a white man.
Wholeheartedly agree. I think this whole notion of you can't be racist to white people is definitely on the list of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And people always want to bring it to, who holds the power and who's the majority, yada, yada. And that's just not what the word racist means. Like, what we're not going to do that stupid thing in 2022 where we like to pretend words can mean whatever they want. Because quite literally looking at the definition, it says prejudiced against or antagonistic toward a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. And then the last part, typically one that is a minority or marginalized, but typically doesn't mean all the time. If you hate someone or you talk shit about people because of the color of their skin, even if they're white, it's racist. It's literally that simple. I'm so confused as to how we're confused on that. Sounds really familiar. Like the argument that women can't be sexist towards men. It doesn't matter who does or does not have the power. Racism and sexism is still the same. Now, systemic is different.
You know, the funny thing about racism is that the main people who commit racism are the ones who are more oppressed. I think it's because white people have been socialized not to be racist, whereas black people, Hispanics haven't. So you get this huge amount of racism from that community. Instead of being a little wimp about it and not calling them out, you should totally call them out. They're capable of understanding their people. This idea that you can't tell a person of color that they're racist because they might offend them is stupid. It's also offensive. Anyone can understand that being racist is bad. If someone tells me something racist, I'm going to tell them that it was racist, regardless if they're black. Black people are not children. I'm not going to baby them. I'm not their mom. They should know right from wrong. And the fact that you guys run around treating them like special needs children says a lot about you and the way you view them. You're the racist.
Here we go. Look, prejudice based on race is just racism. That means that you could be racist no matter who you are or what you look like. I don't care if you have 2 drops of black in you. You can be racist. It has nothing to do with the construct of power. It doesn't have anything to do with who's oppressed. It just has something to do with whether you're a piece of shit or not. It seems like you can't grasp the subject. So I'm going to give you a math lesson. What you think is prejudice, all you got to do is add the word race to it. Any type of race. It doesn't matter, black, white, green, blue, Mexican. They could be anybody. As long as you're discriminating against them for what they look like and the skin that they're in, you're a racist. Who do you think you are? Not racist.
Racist are you?
Between a 3 and 4 of
Okay.
racist?
I would say 4.
A 4, just because I think that there are things that I'm ignorant to, so it's not that I sit here to be racist, but I think that there's just things that I still need to learn.
The furthest negative that you could possibly believe in.
I don't think I'm racist at all.
Actually, black people do not have the structural power in the United States to be racist.
How racist are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'd like to say 10, but I think being white, I can't say that.
Yeah. So, okay, no, 10 means like super racist.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
I hate everybody equally.
Yeah. Please don't forget to leave your opinion down below what you think. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on notification. Anytime I upload, you will be notified. Stay blessed and bye-bye.